Hey guys, so I'm back on Monday. I'm sorry I didn't post Saturday. I just thought it would be more appropriate to post today because Friday was Good Friday and then Sunday was Easter Sunday, so I thought you guys had to prepare and didn't have time to watch me, so I'm going to do it today. But today I'm going to be doing a time-saving video. I know it looks like I'm going to cook, but I'm actually not. I'm just going to prepare the 3 meals for this week's dinner, and the 3 meals are going to be Mongolian chicken with zucchini and broccoli stems, and then I'm going to also be making chicken tikka masala, and then last but not least, a rattlesnake pasta with chicken and peas. So here I have half of an onion diced, 7 cloves of garlic minced. I have 3 more to show you guys how to mince it, and I have the other half of the onion, I was about to say lemon, sliced. And then I have 1/4 cup of cornstarch for later. So let's get started. And then also back there I have chicken. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut the zucchini in strips diagonally. And the reason I'm cutting it diagonally is because I want it to look like the restaurant. Because you know when you guys go to the restaurant, it looks fancy because of the way it's cut, and I want it to look like that even though I'm at home. So that's why I'm cutting it diagonal, but if you guys want to cut it straight, you guys can do that too. However way you want to cut it is okay, or if you don't want to use zucchini, you don't have to. Whatever works best for you guys. So this is what one looks like. I had 3, but I already cut 2, but now that it's cut, I'm going to put it in this bag. And I had 2 broccoli crowns, and I cut 1 already, and I left it so that I could show you guys how to cut it. So now let's do the broccoli crown. I mean the stem. Sorry. And I'm just going to cut it straight across in rounds. That's what it's called. Yeah. It's okay if the little pieces fall off. You could always just cut that. So I'm going to leave that, and I'm gonna cut this a little bit more. I think that's good. So this is what a round looks like. I use the crown, which is the top part of the broccoli, in my Alfredo pasta. So now I'm just going to show you guys how to mince the garlic. So I'm just going to move this out of the way so you guys could see it. I'm going to do that by smashing it. I'm going to smash all of them. I have to do it one at a time because the thickness is not the same for all 3. So now that all of them are smashed, I'm just going to cut it in strips. And then I'm just going to cut it diagonally. Well, not diagonally, straight across to get cubes. I think if your parents help you, it would go a little bit faster. I'm not too familiar with cutting garlic, but I know how to, so I'm sorry if I'm taking a little bit of time. So the reason I'm cutting everything before is because it's part of the preparation, but after school, when we get home, after extracurricular activities and homework, it's pretty late, and we don't want to, and it's easier if everything's already cut, because then all we have to do is just cook it. So that's why we're going to cut it beforehand instead of the day that we want to make it. So I'm just doing the last one now. So I'm just gonna take it all, and I'm gonna take my container and I'm going to scoop everything in there. So my mom helped me cut my onion, both of my onions and some of the garlic. So thank you. So I'm just gonna close this because I'm gonna add in the onion the day we have to make it. So I'm just closing everything. Sorry if you couldn't see me, but I'm gonna put this on the side for now, and then I'm just gonna go over. Hold on, let me just tie this, and we're gonna store it so that when we want to cook it, we can. So I'm just gonna bring this over to the sink. And then you guys can come over here so that I can show you guys how to cut the chicken. So here I have slices, and then these two are diced. So let me show you how to do the dices first. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it across. I can't really get it, so I'm just gonna try this way. So I got it, which is good. So I'm gonna cut it in half because it's thick and we don't want it to be that thick. Does it matter which side I use? No, right? Okay. So now that it's cut into a strip, I'm just gonna cut it the other way. So these are cubes, and this is what one should look like. So now I'm just gonna take all, and I'm gonna put some in each. So I'm gonna take this one, and I'm gonna show you guys how to cut the slices. So what you're doing is just cutting straight across, right through the chicken, so that's what one should look like. And so I'm gonna bring all of them over to the countertop so that I could season it. Yeah, but first my mom is gonna finish cutting this for me so that we could add it in. Hey guys, so I brought everything over and my mom finished cutting everything. So first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour some lemon juice, squeeze some lemon juice on the chicken because it'll help preserve or prevent it from spoiling. So there's rarely any juice in here, so I'm just gonna come over to this one. This one was already used, so I just decided to finish out the juice. Okay. So now that there's juice in all of them, I'm just going to add in my spices. So what I'm going to do for the Mongolian chicken is I'm going to add in the cornstarch. I'm gonna do that after I add in the 5-spice powder. I'm gonna do 1 tablespoon. So this is what it looks like. It looks big, but it's really not. I think if you guys use a spoon, it wouldn't be as large. So I'm just measuring it out. And I'm doing it over the chicken just so that if some of it comes out, it's still there. So this is what a tablespoon is. So I'm going to wait until I season everything else before mixing it together because I don't want to keep having to wash my hands. So here I have pink Himalayan salt, and I'm just gonna do a few grinds all over. 5. So I did 5. So I'm gonna do the same with the pepper, and I'm going to be using salt and pepper for each one. So now that salt, pepper, and my 5 spices in, I'm going to wait. I'm gonna wait for the cornstarch. So now I'm going to do the chicken tikka masala, and I'm gonna do that by adding in some turmeric and some chicken curry masala powder, and it's 1 tablespoon for each.
No, the turmeric is 1 teaspoon.
Okay. So my mom told me that the turmeric is 1 teaspoon. But the chicken curry masala was a tablespoon. That is the wrong cover. I covered it, but I didn't use it. How good. 1. Right? That's 1. Now I'm gonna cover it, and I'm going to put in the ginger paste. That's what it looks like. If you guys have regular ginger, you could use that as well. But I didn't have it, so I just decided to use the regular. I'm gonna add in just a little bit of salt and pepper because it already has a lot of flavor to it. Just leave that there. 4. I did 4, which I think is enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now for the rattlesnake pasta chicken, I'm going to be doing taco seasoning, garlic powder, and onion powder. So first we're going to add in 2 tablespoons. This thing doesn't have 2 tablespoons, so I'm just gonna do a 1 tablespoon twice. It's 1, and that's 2. So now that my taco seasoning is in, I'm going to add in a tablespoon of onion powder and then a tablespoon of garlic powder. So this right here is onion powder. And then let me just close this. And then some garlic powder. Okay, and now salt and pepper again. I'm using salt and pepper in each one because salt and pepper is a basic seasoning used for all meats and vegetables. 3, 4, 5. So you can put onion and garlic powder in the other 2 chickens as well for additional flavor if you want to. So I did 5 of each salt and pepper. So now that I have all my seasonings in, I'm going to mix it together. And so first I'm gonna do the Mongolian chicken, but I have to add
So for the Mongolian chicken, first you have to mix all the seasonings together, and then you add the cornstarch later, so it'll pull out all the water.
Okay, thank you for telling me that.
So you want to save that one for last?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's do we'll do the rattlesnake pasta. We'll go this way. So I'm gonna move this over there and bring this one to the middle, and I'm going to mix it together by folding it over to make sure that every single piece of chicken gets the flavor of the taco seasoning, the garlic powder, the onion powder, and the salt and the pepper. Sometimes you want to just put your hands under and bring it to the top. So that looks pretty good. This is what one piece looks like. Looks well seasoned. So just gonna put my hands on the side. Okay, so I'm gonna put this one over here. Bring this one back to the middle. And I'm gonna do the same thing. Fold it over. Oh no, it's okay. Trying. It's cold, but that's because it came from the freezer, which is what we want.
Why?
Because if it's out, it will like spoil easily.
But also, what about cutting?
And it's easier to cut when it's frozen. So okay, so I finished doing that, and this is what one piece looks like. The turmeric gave it like a yellowish, orange-ish kind of color, which is what we want. Okay, so now for the last one, I'm gonna mix this together.
And it's okay that you mix the other two because the Mongolian beef, when we make it, it has a lot of the same flavors as the chicken tikka. So the things that are in the 5 spice are a lot of things that you find in curry seasoning. So it won't like really alter the flavor too much.
I was just trying to separate it so that it got all the flavor. So you just want to make sure that it's separated like this. We don't want one on top of the other because then it won't get the flavor that we want. So all of my chicken is mixed, my seasonings are in, and now it's time for the cornstarch. And this is a 1/4 cup. It's been sitting in there for a long time, so it didn't want to come out. But I got it. Okay, put that aside. Now let's mix it again. And the cornstarch is going to help take out the water from the chicken. Right, that's what it's called, water. Yeah. Sorry. From the water from the chicken, so that when we cook it, it's crispy, kind of like fried chicken. You could do this with I think beef as well. Sticking together.
Don't squeeze it.
Okay, sorry. So the cornstarch is in, and it looks pretty much the same. But this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to put everything in the fridge, wash my hands, and I'll come back to you guys with the message. Hey guys, so I just finished putting everything in the fridge, and I made sure to put it on the bottom shelf so that everything, if it leaked, none of the salmonella would get on everything else in the fridge. So make sure you guys do that just in case it leaks. You don't get salmonella on anything except for the shelf. So today's Bible verse is John 14:3, and it says, "If I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you to myself, that where I am, there you will be also." As I think about this verse, I think about the home our Father and Jesus have prepared for us in heaven. I think that planning and preparation go a long way. It certainly makes my life easier, and I see that it makes my parents' lives easier too. If we know who's picking us up from where and what time we have to be at certain places, we can plan our schedule so that we are working together to make the day go by smoothly. Of course, planning takes patience and compromise, but I think it's well worth it. I have planned a week of meals in advance. Although it seems like there are only 3 dishes, these 3 dishes will last us 5 days, so we won't have to really work as hard until Saturday morning. I have to shoot a video on Saturday morning anyway. So it kind of works out for all of us. The family gets food for the week, and I have material for my video. It's a win-win if you think about it. The same thing goes for planning in heaven. Our Father knew what his plans were for our lives even before we came to be. He has everything planned out perfectly to mold and shape us into the children of his kingdom. His plans are always better than my plans for this week's dinner. So even after the week is over, we don't have to worry or stress. Not all things we plan come to be, but all things our Father plans happen just the way he wants it to, and it will prove to be the best thing in our life. I'm glad you decided to share this time with me. I know it's not Saturday, but I hope you enjoyed my time-saving techniques. May God bless you until next time and always. I'm Hannah J. See you Saturday.